Good evening. Welcome to Jack Williams Stadium here in North Fargo for your Junior Legion doubleheader between the West Fargo Rattlers and the Fargo Post 2 Bombers. This is the first game is a league game, as it will account or go into the league standings. We'll get starting lineups and coaches here in a second. So first of all, for the Rattlers, batting first, number 1, pitcher Chase Clemenson. Batting second, center fielder number 12, Peyton Berg. Batting third is the DH, number 15, Trevor Rederath. Batting fourth is the third baseman, number 6, Hunter Beekler. Batting fifth, right fielder, number 5, Paxton Schenk. Batting sixth, second baseman, number 16, Evan Warren. Batting seventh is the shortstop, number 11, Peyton Ertelt. Batting eighth is the first baseman, number 22, Easton Thornton. And batting ninth is the left fielder, number 9, Cruz Gellner, with we are pausing here for the national anthem. All right, we're back. We are looking at, as I said, the starting lineups for the Rattlers. The DH is Trevor Rederath, but he is batting for the catcher, number 7, Guthrie Sappington. The bench players, number 2, Brody Mihilka, 3, Isaac Buffington, 4, Tayton Heisey, number 8, Holt Thomas, and number 21, Callan Olson. Coaches for the Rattlers are Parker Jansky, Peyton Roloff, and Todd Peterson. Lineup for the Bombers. Batting first, third baseman, number 10, Cole Stimpson. Batting second, number 3, first baseman, Drew Hovland. Batting third, number 8, right fielder, Isaac Mossbrucker. Batting fourth, number 11, center fielder, Cohen Gephardt. Batting fifth, catcher, number 6, Drew Calbus. Batting sixth is number 4, Jay Peasland. He's the left fielder. Number 13, Elliot Butenhoff, is the DH. Batting eighth is number 25, Skylar Burkhart, the shortstop. And batting ninth is Andrew Colasar, second baseman, number 5. And we are starting out with Will Ely, who is the starting pitcher, number 1. And first pitch is a little bit outside. It is 4:55 start time. Ball 1 to Chase Clemenson, who is the other pitcher for the Rattlers. There's a called strike. 1-1's the count. These two teams have faced each other earlier, and the Rattlers had 2 wins in those games. There's a hard shot to left field. Diving attempt by Che Peaslin comes up empty, and Clemenson starts out with a hard hit double to left field with the runner at second base. Now batting for the Rattlers is number 12 center fielder Peyton Berg.
Now up for the Rattlers, number 12, Peyton Berg.
First pitch to Berg from Ely, fouled off for strike 1. So we have Clemenson on second. Berg is the second batter. Rederath is batting third. Beekler, Schenk, Warren, and then Ertelt, Thornton, and Gellner. We'll go once around the infield here just so we know where everybody's at. There's a swing and a miss on an inside fastball around the infield. Catching, Drew Calbus. Pitching, Will Ely. Third base is Cole Stimpson. Second base is Andrew Colasar. Shortstop is Skylar Burkhart. First base is Drew Hovland. Next pitch is fouled off. Around the outfield, in left, Shea Peaslin. Center field, Cohen Gephardt. And in right, Isaac Mossbrucker. 0-2 is the count. Runner at second base is Chase Clemenson. Ely to Berg. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 for Ely. That brings up Trevor Rederath.
Now batting.
He had the game-winning hit last time they played. I think the bases were loaded, and he was down to 2 strikes, and he hit one to deep right center field, and Cohen just could not track it down, and that scored the the tying run and the winning run. Rederath fouls the first one off for strike 1. 0-1's the count. That one hammered to center field. Gets down for a hit. Clemenson comes around to score. Base knock for Trevor Rederath. And the Rattlers are leading 1-0.
Out for the Rattlers, number 6, Hunter Beckler.
Hunter Beekler comes up, the third baseman, number 6. Runner at first. That one fouled off down the third baseline. Coach makes a nice play, fires it back to Ely. 0-1's the count. I think Beekler, if I remember right, also came in to close the game out. There's a swing and a miss on a nice off-speed pitch from Ely. 0-2's the count. Pitch grounded between the shortstop and third baseman, and that scoots through to the outfield. Peaslin picks it up and throws it in. Third hit of the inning for the Rattlers. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Paxton Schneck comes to the plate. Left-handed batter. The pitch misses low for ball 1. 3 hits and 1 run for the Rattlers here in the top of the first. Stretching the pitch. That one taken low for a ball. 2-0. Like a little off-speed pitch from Ely on that one. 2-0 is the count. Called strike. 2-1. Good fastball outside corner. That one misses a little low. Three and one, hitters count here with 1 out. Runners at first and second. That one hit hard up the middle. And they get the force at second base. 6-4 put out. Schneck reaches on a fielder's choice. Beekler is out at second base. 6-4 on the put out. Rederaff advances to third, so we have runners at first and third.
Number 16, Evan Warren.
Evan Warren now up to the plate. Second baseman here, number 16. Curveball hits the inside corner for strike 1. Ely trying to minimize the damage here as the Rattlers have scored once in the inning. Couple of runners on here. That one popped towards third base. Stimson makes the play for the final out of the top of the first. Rattlers score 1 on 3 hits and no Bomber errors.
At the top of the first, the Rattlers scored 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, 2 left on base.
Once around the infield for the Rattlers. Catching is Guthrie Sappington. Pitching, Chase Clemenson. Third base, Hunter Beekler. Shortstop, Peyton Ertelt. Second base, Evan Warren. First base, Eason Thornton. In the outfield, left fielder, Cruz Gellner. Center fielder, Peyton Berg. And right fielder, Paxton Schenk. Again, for the Bombers, batting order, Stimson, Hovland, Mossbrucker, Gephardt, Kalbus, Peasland, Butenoff, Burkhart, Colasar. I didn't announce the coaches of the bench players for the Bombers. Coaches are Joe Wellen, Isaac Emeneth, and Peter Dorscher.
Now for the Bombers, number 10.
We're starting off with Cole Stimson here. And we'll get the subs in a second. Stimson in the right-hand batter's box facing Chase Clemenson. First pitch fouled off to the right for strike 1. Substitutes for the Bombers: number 7, Cormac Nagel; number 12, Liam Miller; number 14, Sam Mon; number 16, Caleb Dahl; number 21, Eli Schneider; number 23, George Jobris; and number 24, Colin Holt. Stimson takes the second pitch high for a ball. 1-1's the count. Called strike on the outside corner. Clemenson looks like he's dropping down a little bit sidearm occasionally. That one fouled off into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. First out for the Bombers. Next up, number 3, first baseman Drew Hovland. First pitch is hit hard into center field. A little hanging curveball that Hovland turns around and puts right back in front of the center fielder, Peyton Berg. First hit of the game for the Bombers.
Now batting, number 8, Isaac.
That brings up right fielder number 8, Isaac Mossbrucker. Hovland with a short lead at first. First pitch swinging, hit in the air to right field, and that is grabbed by Paxton Schenk for out number 2. That brings up the cleanup hitter, number 11, center fielder Cohen Gephardt.
Number 11, Cohen Gebhardt.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch from Clemenson. Coach Wellen calling out signs again, or signals, numbers that they refer to their wristband. That pitch taken outside. Throw goes well over second base. Shortstop tracks that down. Hovland steals the base. 1-1's the count. Runner in scoring position here for the Bombers as they try to track it down. That one is fouled off for strike 2. As they try to catch up or tie the game at 1 here. 1-2 is the count with 2 outs here. Hovland at second. That pitch fouled off. Still 1-2. The pitch, curveball high, 2-2. Big gap between first and second there. Gephardt rips on right back up the middle for base hit. Runners held up at third. Center fielder misses the cut, which rolls into the pitcher. Gephardt, observant base running, advances to second base on the play. Gephardt with the hard single. Runners at first and third now with 2 outs. Drew Calbus comes to the plate. That one flared into left field. Gellner tracks it and makes the put out for out number 3. Couple of hits for the Bombers, but 2 left on base. No Rattlers errors. And no runs for the Bombers as they are out in the bottom of the first. After 1 complete, the West Fargo Rattlers 1, Post 2 Bombers 0. 7, 8, 9 for the Rattlers here. Ertelt, Thornton, and Gellner. Here in the top of the second, Rattlers lead 1-0. They lead in the hits column 3-2, and in the runs column 1-0.
Number 11, Peyton Erdl.
Erdelt, Thornton, and Gellner. There's a ground ball hit to third. Stimson up with it. Strong throw to first. 1 pitch, 1 out. 5-3 on the put out there, which brings up Easton Thornton. Left-handed batter.
Now up for the Rattlers, number 22, Easton Thornton.
First pitch to Ely, just off the outside corner for ball 1. That one is low for ball 2. Ely's quick worker, gets the ball back, and he's ready to go. That one misses upstairs for ball 3. 3-0 is the count to Easton Thornton. There's a called strike there, 3-1. Again, 1 out on the 5-3 put out on the first pitch of the second inning. That one's fouled off for strike 2. Full count here to Easton Thornton, who's playing first base. Line in the pitch. That one is in the right-handed batter's box for ball 4. That brings up Cruz Gellner, number 9, the left fielder. Quick throw over to first, not in time, as Ely checks on Thornton.
Number 9, Cruz Gellner.
There's a curveball just inside the way it looks. Ball 1. That one's hit into left field, right at Peasland. Drifts over, makes the catch for out number 2. That brings the top of the order back up here, Chase Clemenson, who started out the game with a double.
Now up for the Rattlers, number 1, Chase Clemenson.
Clemenson came around and scored the lone run of the game on his double. Pitched a little low for ball 1. Runner at first is Thornton. Quick throw again. Over to first. Back in time is Thornton. That pitch gets away from Ely and plunks Clemenson in the back. The Rattlers with 2 on now here in the top of the second. That brings up Peyton Berg. Got a courtesy runner, number 4, Taton Heisey, is running for Chase Clemenson, as Chase is the pitcher. Peyton Berg up at the plate. There's a called strike on a curveball. Berg was sat down swinging last time in the first inning. That one is high, And over the batter's head for ball one. 1-on-1's the count. Thornton at second. And Tatum Heisey at first. Line drive hit. Foul. Down the left field line for strike two. 1-2's the count. That pitch hit into right center field, and a good adjustment by Mossbrucker for the catch on that one. Leave a couple of runners on the Rattlers with no hits, and a nice play out there in right field by Mossbrucker for the last out of the top of the second inning. The Rattlers lead after 1.5, 1-0. We're going to introduce everybody up here in the booth that are working hard to get the game brought to you here. We have Asher and Devin Mossbrucker up here running the cameras. We've got Jack Mon on the PA, Marshall Taylor over on the music, and Ryan Nagel running the scoreboard here. So we have 6, 7, 8 here, Peasland, Butenhoff, and Burkhart. First pitch from Clemenson to Peasland is fouled off to the right for a strike. Clemenson liked the ball that he had before, and it got back in, so he's going to go with that one again. Peasland takes ball one outside. 1-1's the count here. Again, bottom second. 1-0 Rattlers lead the Bombers. That pitch misses high and wide for ball two. Bombers left a couple on in the bottom of the first. Peasland lifts one to center field. Berg does not move but a couple steps and makes the catch for out number one in the bottom of the second. That brings up designated hitter number 13, Elliot Butenhoff.
Now up, designated hitter number 13, Elliot Butenhoff.
That curveball sails high and wide for ball one. Fastball cut on and missed for strike one. 1-1's the count here with one out in the bottom of the second. Another inside pitch. This one's fouled straight back by Butenhoff for strike two. 1-2's the count. Swung on and missed for strike three from Clemenson. That brings up shortstop number 25, Skylar Burkhart.
Now up to the Bombers, number 25, Skylar Burkhart.
Number 25. First pitch is fouled off to the right for strike one. Next one is chopped to shortstop. Burkhart hustles down the line and beats it out for a infield single. Third hit of the game for the Bombers. That brings up Andrew Colasar, number 5, second baseman. If he reaches, then we wrap around to the top of the order here to Cole Stimpson. Colasar, number 5, second baseman. That pitch misses outside for a ball. Let's see if the Bombers can take advantage of the infield single here. That one hit to second baseman, who picks it up and steps on second base for the force out. That was one hopper to Evan Warren, who steps on second for the fielder's choice. Bombers come up empty on runs with one single and no errors by the Rattlers. 2 complete innings. Rattlers lead 1-0. Here we go, top of the third. Rederath, Beekler, and Schenk. 3, 4, and 5 for the Rattlers. First pitch is fouled off and caught nicely by Derek Hovland, the father of Drew Hovland. Very nice catch there by Derek. That pitch taken high for a ball. 1-1's the count. Pitch misses low. 2-1. Rederath takes a pitch in the middle of the back for hit by pitch, and he goes down to first base. Rederath had the RBI in the top of the first inning. That brought in Clemenson on his single. Hunter Beekler comes to the plate, the third baseman, number 6. First pitch is taken low for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Rederath at first, Beekler at the plate. That one chopped to first. Sorry, chopped to third. Play by Stimpson to second. Gets the force out of Beekler. Beekler gets on first for the replaces Beekler, or sorry, replaces Rederath. A quick move by Will Ely picks off Beekler at first base. 1-3 on that put out. Second out of the inning. Schenk takes the first one outside. Schenk reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. That one skips by the catcher. 2-0 is the count. Schenk, the right fielder. That one fouled off. 2-1's the count. Redroth gets hit by a pitch, then is taken out at second base on a fielder's choice. That one hit hard right by the shortstop into left field. So Schenk is on with a base hit there.
Rattlers, number 16, Evan Warren.
That brings up Evan Warren, second baseman, who flew out to third base to end the first inning. First pitch is taken low for a ball. Good block by Kalbus to keep in front of him. 1-0 is the count to Warren. Schenk, the runner at first base. Short lead. Another low one in the dirt. Again, another block by Kalbus. Keep it in front. 2-0. That pitch is swung on and missed by Warren. 2-1. If Warren gets on, Erdelt. Runner goes. That pitch is taken low and outside. No throw by Kalbus. That advances Schenk to second base on a stolen base there. That hit into right field, right at Mossbrucker, who makes the nice catch and ends the third inning. No runs on one hit. One runner left on base after 2.5. Rattlers lead 1-0. Bottom of the third here at Jack Williams. Rattlers lead the Bombers 1-0. Coming to the plate is leadoff batter Cole Stimpson. Strikeout victim in the first inning. Again, Rattlers lead 1-0 after 2.5. That first pitch covers the outside corner for a strike. 1-0 or 0-1's the count to Stimpson. Curveball misses in the dirt. 1-1. Stimson, Hovland, and Mossbrucker, and Gephardt if any of those guys get on. Next ball is hit into center field right at Peyton Berg for the first out of the bottom of the third, which brings up Drew Hovland.
Out for the Bombers, number 3, Drew Hovland.
Drew had a base hit, a stolen base, advanced to third on another single, and was stranded there. He takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Next pitch is fouled back. 1-1's count here. Clemenson tries a curveball. That misses high and wide. 2-1's the count. Next pitch is hit just past second base, and it falls in. I'm thinking that probably would be considered an error. That's just my opinion on that one. Certainly was catchable for the either the shortstop or the center fielder. That brings up Mossbrucker here. That pitch taken outside for a ball. We'll see what the unofficial game changer says here when it comes up from the dugout. There's a good hit by Mossbrucker. That gets the ball, skips over the right fielder's glove, and everybody moves up 90 feet. So the base hit by Mossbrucker advances Drew Hovland to third. Mossbrucker takes second on the error by right fielder Paxton Schenk. Ball hopped over his glove. Good chance here with Cohen Gephardt up the plate with 2 runners on and 1 out. Second pitch misses for a ball. 2-0 is the count. Gephardt had the base knock here in the bottom of the first. Pitch taken inside for ball 3. There's a called strike. Infield's playing in, trying to cut the run down at the plate here for the Rattlers. 3-1's the count. That pitch misses up high for ball 4. To load the bases here for Drew Kalbus, catcher number 6.
Coming to the plate will be number 6, Drew Kalbus.
Mound visit by one of the 3 Rattler coaches. Don't think they're going to do any pitching changes or anything right now. Just kind of figuring out what they are going to do. Last time up, Kalbus flew to left field to end the first inning. Big opportunity here for the Bombers here to get one across and possibly take the lead. Kalbus, the catcher, steps in the left-handed batter's box. That pitch is taken outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Signs called out again by Coach Wellen. That pitch is fouled down the left field line and just falls. Foul ball. 1-1's the count. That pitch misses high and wide for ball 2. 2-1's the count. Clemenson to Calbus here. That one hit hard by the second baseman for a base hit. Throw comes in to home. From right field all the way to the catcher for the out. 1 run comes in for the Bombers. Second run is cut down at home plate on a 9-2 putout for the second out of the inning. Gephardt's at third base, and Calbus is at first, and Calbus is being run for by Cormac Nagel here at first base. Still opportunity here for the Bombers to possibly take the lead with Shea Peasland at the plate. Again, this game is tied at 1 now. That pitch is taken high. 2-0 is the count. Coach Wellen calls out the numbers again. Ball 3 taken high. 3-0 is the count here to Peasland. Peasland flew out to center field to start the second inning. There's called strike 1. 3-1's the count. Not necessarily the pitch that Peasland was looking for. So now he's ready. He's 3-1's the count here. That pitch is called a ball. They checked to see if it was a swing. It was not. That moves Peasland to first base, and that moves Cormac Nagel to second base. Base is loaded here again, this time for Butnoff, who was a strikeout victim in the second inning. There's a called strike on the outside corner from Clemenson to Butnoff for strike 1. Again, still runners on here for the Bombers. There's a called strike 2. Two strikes on Butnoff. That pitch misses outside. 1-2 is the count. That pitch misses outside. 2-2. Clemenson was looking for that one. He was thinking that that might be a called strike. It was not. 2-2 is the count. Butnoff fouls that one down the first baseline. Staying alive here and with his at bat. 2-2. To number 13, Elliot Butnoff. And a curveball clips the outside corner for strike 3. The Bombers do score 1 run on 1 hit, and it looks like a couple of Rattler errors. After 3 complete, Score is tied at 1. Pitching change for the Bombers is in for Will Ely is Sam Mon, number 14.
Now pitching for the Bombers, Sam Mon.
Will Ely's numbers to finish out his evening. Pitched 3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout, and a couple of hit by pitches, 49 pitches, 28 strikes. Erdelt up at the plate, grounds 1 to second baseman Kolsar, who makes the play to Hovland for out number 1. That brings up Easton Thornton, left-handed batter, number 22. He walked last time he was up. That pitch, first pitch, swinging, and that's fouled down the third baseline, and no play is able to be made on that one. Next pitch is popped up right off of the pitcher's mound, and Mon makes the play. For out number 2.
For the Rattlers, number 9, Cruz Gelner.
Bringing up number 9, left fielder Cruz Gelner. He was a flyout victim to left field in the second inning. First pitch swinging, fouled and out of play for strike 1. Two quick outs here in the top of the 4th. Curveball fouled off for strike 2. Pitch misses inside. Ball 1. Backs him off the plate a little bit. 1-2 is the count here with 2 outs here. Fly ball hit into left field, drops in front of the left fielder for a base hit. That swings us back to the top of the order to number 1 pitcher Chase Clemenson.
Number 1, Chase Clemenson.
Clemenson started the game with a double and was hit by a pitch. He did come around and score the first run of the game for the Rattlers. First pitch to Clemenson is taken low for a ball. Again, another nice block by Calbus. 1-0 is the count here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Runner goes. That one just bobbled a bit. Looks like that was called a strike, so we are 1-1 as the count. Stolen base by Gellner puts him at second. With Clemenson up at the plate. Clemenson sticks the bat out and flares it into center field, which is dropped by Burkhart, which allows Gellner with 2 outs to keep running around, and he came around to score. Second run of the game for the Rattlers to take a 2-1 lead. On the play, Clemenson advances to second base on the throw. They're giving Clemenson a hit, and he advances on the throw. Good play by Sam Mon on that one. A little comebacker. It was off to the side. He reaches over and makes the catch, and a strong throw to first. 1-3 on the putout to end the inning. Again, a couple of hits there. Couple of hits and no errors. 1 left on base, and the Rattlers take a 2-1 lead headed to the bottom of the 4th.
Burkhart.
8-9-1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Burkhart, Kolsar, and Stimpson for the Bombers. Burkhart takes a called strike in the outside corner. He had a single in his first at bat. Then he was erased on a 4 unassisted putout by the second baseman. Swing and a miss, foul tip into the mitt for 0-2. That one hit hard into center field. Berg drifts over to right center and reels it in for the first out. That brings up Kolsar, who reached in the bottom of the 2nd as the forcing the fielder's choice there. Kolsar attempts bunt, fouls it off for strike 1. That pitch taken the outside corner for strike 2. Clemenson's finding his footing here again after a little bit of a rough third inning. He's hitting his spots here in the bottom of the 4th. That pitch is high and inside for a ball. 1-2 is the count. Clemenson deals. And That one plunks Kolsar in the head. That's why you wear a helmet. Take a hit by pitch there. Gets a runner on here for the Bombers in the bottom of the 4th inning. That brings up the top of the order with Cole Stimpson here. First pitch taken for a called strike right down the pipe from Clemenson. Stimpson is a strikeout victim and a fly out to center field so far. There's called strike 2, that one on the outside corner. 0-2 is the count here to Stimpson. Kolsar is at first base. 0-2 is the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Chopped to third base. And a really good running play there by Kolsar as he saw Beekler chase the ball in, kind of ran up his arm. Probably will go as an error in the book. But Kolsar keeps running around second all the way to third, and he beats Beekler to run back there. So that puts Stimpson after the E5 at first base. Drew Hovland squares the bunt, takes the pitch inside, and Stimpson takes second base on a defensive indifference. So it's 1-0 is the count here. 2-0 after that pitch is taken outside. Runners at second and third here for the Bombers. 1 out. Runners at second and third. Hovland up to the plate. There's ball 3. Hovland had a single in the first inning and reached on an error in the third. There's a called strike. 3-1's the count there to Hovland. He gets on. Mossbrucker is on deck. That one hit hard into right center field. Deep enough to do a job. And the Bombers have tied the game on that sacrifice fly by Drew Hovland. Second out of the inning. Both runners advance.
Now up, number 8, Isaac Mossbrucker.
Stimpson is at third base. Kolsar comes in to score. And that brings up Mossbrucker. 2 outs here. Check swing is checked by the umpire on the bases. He calls no. That one's grounded foul, so it's 1-1 is the count. Mossbrucker has flown to right and gotten a base hit. 1-1's the count here. Called strike 2 on the outside corner. 1-2. That one fouled off the fists down the third baseline. 1-2 is the count yet. 2 outs here. Stimpson at third base. Curveball is over Mossbrucker's head. Pulls the bat down, and 2-2 is the count. That one misses inside. Full count. West Fargo parents aren't agreeing with the call. That one misses outside and gets away from the catcher, allowing Stimson to come in and score. Bombers take a 3-2 lead on the pass ball and walk to Mossbrucker. That appears to be the evening for Mr. Clemenson, as it appears that Bickler is coming in from third base. Move their shortstop, who's Erdelt, over to third, and moves Clemenson from pitcher to shortstop.
Now pitching for the Rattlers, number 6, Hunter Beekler.
Beekler moves in after. We'll look at some stats here for Mr. Clemenson here. 3 2/3 of innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. None of them are earned. He had 3 walks and 3 strikeouts and 1 hit by pitch. 75 pitches for him, 43 strikes. Again, these are unofficial stats from the post-2 game changer. But Beekler comes in, as both teams have gone to their bullpens in an effort to keep the game tight here. Beekler's got his warm-up pitches in, and that brings up Cohen Gephardt, who is 1 for 1.
Number 11, Cohen Gebhardt.
1 for 1 with a walk. First ball pitch taken for a strike in the outside corner for strike 0-1 is the count with 2 outs. Mossbrucker at first base. Gephardt fouls that one off his front foot. 0-2. Coach Wellen calls out some signals there. 0-2 is the count. That pitch is taken low and outside for a ball. 1-2 with a stolen base by Mossbrucker. No throw even attempted there. Runner in scoring position now for the Bombers. Called strike 3 on Gephardt on the very outside corner to end the inning. Not before the Bombers take the lead here. Doesn't appear that there were any hits. Couple of, or 1 error, I think. Yep, 1 error on the third baseman there on a sacrifice fly to bring in. That was Hovland bringing him in. And then Mossbrucker advances to second. Couple of runs.
Bottom of the 4th. The Bombers had 2 runs on no hits.
Heading to the top of the fifth. Bombers take their first lead of the game, 3-2 here. That brings up Rederath, Beekler, and Schnenk. 3-4-5 for the Rattlers. First pitch from Mon, high and tight for ball one. Rederath is 1 for 1 on the day. Has a single and was hit by a pitch. There's a swing and a miss from Rederath. 1-1's the count. That one popped into left field. Peasland camps underneath it, makes the catch for the first out. Fly out to left field for Rederath. That brings up Hunter Beekler, who is 1 for 2.
The Rattlers, number 6, Hunter Beekler.
He has reached on a hit and reached on a fielder's choice. Swing and a miss to Beekler on a nice curveball from Mon. 0-1's the count. Mon sets and delivers. Called strike 2 on another curveball. 0-2 is the count. That ball hit into center field. Cohen Gephardt camps underneath it, makes the catch for out number 2. That brings up right fielder number 5, Paxton Schenk. Schneck. Paxton Schneck. A little dreary day here at Jack Williams. Little mist still probably falling out there a little bit. Mon's first pitch misses high and wide for a ball. Second pitch hits the outside corner for a strike. 1-1's the count. Next one flared to shortstop. Will pop out to the shortstop, Skylar Burkhart, to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no bomber errors, nobody left on base. There's a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Bombers and Sam Mon. As we go to the bottom of the fifth, Calbus, Peasland, Butenhoff are due up for the Bombers.
Drew Calbus.
5, 6, 7 here for the Bombers. Number 6, Drew Calbus, starting us off here in the bottom of the fifth. Bombers hold a 3-2 lead here. First pitch taken up and in for ball 1. Calbus with a fly out to left and a base hit. There's pitch right down the pipe for strike 1. 1-1's the count. Beekler's pitch misses outside. 2-1. Everybody around the stadium looks a little bundled up compared to what the heat was the last couple of days. That pitch is driven into left field and drops in front of the left fielder for a base hit from Calbus. Calbus is now 2 for 3 on the day.
Now for the Bombers, number 4, Jay Peasley.
Little shot into left field, a little opposite way, which means pinch runner here, or courtesy runner, is Cormac Nagel, number 7. Little numbers checking here. Peasland up at the plate. First pitch taken outside. Did show a little bunt.
Courtesy runner for Calbus is Jay Cormac Nagel.
Jay Peasland has flown out to center and walked. Took a really good walk in the third inning. He bunts and bunts it foul. 1-1 is the count. After Peasland is Butenoff. Wellen looks at his card and shouts out the numbers, and called strike by the umpire at home here. 1-2 is the count. Nagel slides in, head first slide into second base, and he is safe. 1-2 is the count to Peasland. His next swing is lined hard but foul down the third base line. Still 1-2 is the count. That pitch misses low and in the dirt. Runner takes off and slides safely into third base. Throw is thrown into left field, but Gallner tracks it down and brings it back in quickly before Nagel can get to his feet. Good read on the wild pitch there. Nagel is at third base. Peasland is up. That pitch is taken outside. Full count here, 3-2 to Peasland with Butenhoff on deck. The stretch and the pitch. That one hit back up the middle for a base hit. Peasland drives in Cormac Nagel to expand the lead. Big hit by Peasland there. Lead doubles in length, in size, going from 3-2 to 4-2 now for the Bombers. Elliot Butenhoff, strikeout victim twice, once looking, once swinging here in the game. First pitch taken low as Butenhoff squares. 1-0 is the count. Wellen calls out his numbers. Butenhoff showed bunt early. Little hit and run. By Butenhoff and Peasland. Butenhoff lifts the fly ball into left field, which is caught by Gellner for the first out of the inning. Peasland scrambles back to first base. That brings up Skylar Burkhart, number 25. Called strike, outside corner. Burkhart is 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a fly out to center. Good job by the catcher. Sappington keeps it in front. 1-1 is the count. That one misses inside. 2-1's the count to Burkhart. O'Chwellen calls out signals or numbers again. Pitch. Runner goes. Pitches outside. Ball 3. 3-1. Peasland steals the base. And there's a runner in scoring position here. Ooh, there's another one. Hitting the helmet. This one, not a curveball. It was a fastball. Burkhart kind of jogs down on first base.
Now the Bombers, number 5, Andrew Kosar.
That brings up Andrew Kolsar, who is 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice and was hit by a pitch. He had the other one hitting the helmet. So Peasland's at second and Burkhart's at first. That pitch is taken outside for a ball as Kolsar shows a little bunt look here. There is one out on the fly out by Butnoff. Kolsar squares again. That one is taken upstairs for a ball. 2-0 is the count. Bombers have scored 1 in the inning. Lead 4-2. There's a called strike down the pipe. 2-1's the count to Kolsar. Cole Stimpson in the on-deck circle for the Bombers. Gets us back to the top of the order. Pitch misses outside. 3-1. Three and one's the count here to Kolsar. 3-1, 1 out. There's a called strike on the outside corner. Count is full now. That one he takes in the leg for a hit by pitch again. And even if it wasn't going to hit him, it was ball 4. Runners move up 90 feet and the bases are loaded. Mound visit from coach. Little Marshall Taylor's playing his theme song here from Star Wars. Mound visit over. Bombers with 1 out. Bases loaded. Cole Stimpson to the plate. Third baseman. He had reached, he's 0 for 3. He did reach base and score a run on a error by the third baseman. Bombers looking for a safety squeeze there. Pitches inside for a ball. Which Welland's got the wheels churning here. 1-0 is the count. That one misses inside or high for ball 2. Line shot. Oh boy. And there's a double play to get out of the inning. Line shot hit right at the second baseman by Stimpson, hit right at second baseman Evan Warren, who then turns it into a double play to end the inning as Kolsar is trapped off of first base. Bombers, we're hoping for a big inning. They get a straight number again. This one is a 1 again. So we, after 5 complete, Bombers lead 4-2. After he makes a nice play at second base, he's rewarded by coming up to the plate. Evan Warren here. Shut the music down. Yep. Takes a called strike on a curveball for 0-1. Warren, Ertelt, and Thornton. 6, 7, and 8 here in the Rattlers lineup in the top of the 6th. Bombers lead 4-2. Another curveball for strike 2. 1-2 is the count. That curveball misses a little bit further out. 2-2 is the count. Line shot hit right by the shortstop into left field for a base hit by Evan Warren. That brings up Peyton Erdelt, the
Rattlers, number 11, Peyton
third
Erdelt.
baseman now. Number 11. He's grounded out a couple times here in the game, looking for his first hit. He was throw over to get Warren. He was leading the wrong way, but he did get back in time. Foul off the end of the bat for strike 1. They said Ertelt is a 5-3 and a 4-3 put out here so far in the game. There's a called strike on a curveball. 0-2 is the count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That brings up left-handed batting Easton Thornton.
Now up, number 22 for the Rattlers, Easton Thornton.
He is walked, and he has actually popped out to Mon earlier in the game. First pitch is taken up and out for a ball. 1-0. Ground ball hit to second. Play is not made to second base. Second baseman Andrew Kolsar's throw to first is wide, allowing runners to advance to second and third. So Warren is now at third. There's a close play at third base for him, and he slid in safely. And Thornton advanced to second base on the error by Kolsar.
Now up for the Rattlers, number 9, Cruz Gellner.
Cruz Gellner now comes to the plate. There's a called strike from Mon. Gellner has a single and flown out to left field. Mon is working from the full windup. That one hit hard and through to left field for a base hit, scoring Warren. Thornton advances to third base.
Number 1, Chase Clemenson.
And Gellner checks in at first base, his second hit of the game. That brings up the top of the order with Chase Clemenson. Mon checks on the runner at first, and he gets back. A little defensive indifference on the stolen base. Called strike on Clemenson. 0-1's the count here. 1 out on a strikeout to Ertelt. Runners at second and third now with Gellner covering, filling up second base, and Thornton at third base. That one, top of the zone, strike. 1-2 is the count. Clemenson is 2 for 2 on the day with a hit by pitch and a single and a double. That one popped into center field. Not deep enough for the runner to score, as Gephardt comes in he's probably about 15 feet off of the dirt for the second out of the inning. Fly out to center field. Again, does not advance the runners.
For the Rattlers, number 12, Peyton Berg.
A big out there for the Bombers. One of the Rattlers' probably best players, and they got him to pop out to center, not advancing the runners. Mound visit by Coach Wellen. Talk about situations here as Peyton Berg comes to the plate. Berg is 0 for 3 on the day. He's struck out. He's popped out to right field, and he's grounded back to the pitcher. Mon made a nice play off of the mound, made a strong throw to first.
Now for the Rattlers, number 12, Peyton Berg.
So Berg versus Mon here in the top of the 6th. There's called strike 1 on a curveball from Mon. Ground ball hit too short. Gets by on the throw to second base, or on from short to first. Both runners come around to score. That will probably go on the book as an E6, allowing Bird to go to second and to score both runners for the Rattlers, who now take a 5-4 lead here in the top of the 6th. That brings up Trevor Rederath. Hard ground ball hit to short. Strong throw that time by Burkhart gets Rederath to end the inning. Couple of hits and a couple of bomber errors. Three runs, 2 hits, 2 bomber errors, 1 left on base.
At the top of the 6th, the Rattlers have 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors by the Bombers, and 1 left on base. Score now.
Two, 3, 4 for the Bombers. Hovland, Mossbrucker, Gephardt here in the bottom of the 6th. Bombers now trail 5-4 after 5.5 innings. They are facing Beekler. He's finishing his warm-up pitches. Left-handed battering switch hitter Drew Hovland comes to the plate. Drew is 1 for 2, who reached on a base hit to center, an error by the center fielder, and brought in a run on a sacrifice fly in the 4th inning. Takes the first pitch inside for a ball. Second pitch is up and away for ball 2. 2-0 is the count here, bottom 6. Ball 3. After Hovland is Mossbrucker, and after Mossbrucker is Gephardt. There's ball 4 taken by Hovland.
Now for the Bombers, number 8, Isaac Mossbrucker.
That brings up Isaac Mossbrucker, 1 for 2 on the day. Single, fly out to right, and a stolen and a walk. There's a called strike outside corner. 0-1's the count. Which Welland calling out signals again here. Bunt done by Mossbrucker, does the job here, advances the runner to second base.
Now up to the Bombers, number 11, Cohen Gebhardt.
1-3 put out there, advances Hovland to second. Bringing up Gephardt, who is 1 for 2 with a stolen, with a hit by pitch, but he also had a walk. So now he advances to first base. Now there's two runners on here. Hovland at second
Calvis.
and Gephardt at first. That brings up Drew Calvis, who is 2 for 3 on the day. He takes the first pitch inside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Next pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 is the count. Hovland at second. Gephardt at first after the sac bunt by Mossbrucker. Calvis takes a strike on the outside corner. 1-2 is the count. On deck is Shea Peasland. That pitch misses inside. 1-2. That one fouled off to the Rattlers dugout. One of the coaches picks it up and fires it back to the pitcher. 2-2 is the count. That one misses outside. 3-2. Full count here to Calvis. That one hit into right center for a base hit. Bobbled in the infield, thankfully, as Gephardt was rounding second very fast, and Hovland was hustling around third. He scores to tie the game. Gephardt is at third base, and Calvis checks in at first base, who is soon replaced by Cormac Nagel, his courtesy runner. Mound visit by the coach, who's making a pitching change here. Looks like number 3, Isaac Buffington, is coming in to pitch. Have to keep an eye on where they end up with him in the lineup. Buffington comes in for Warren at second base. So 3 comes in and replaces 16, Isaac Buffington. Unofficial stats for Bickler. 1 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, threw 45 pitches and 20 for strikes, and he hit 3 batters. So Buffington comes in Warren's spot in the lineup. The Bombers have tied it up here at 5 in the bottom of the 6th.
Now back to the Bombers. Number 4, Jay Peasland.
after that single by Kelbis. That brings up Che Peasland. Runners are at first and third. That ball hit on a line to center field. And that sacrifice fly brings in Cohen Gephardt. That was not a very deep sacrifice fly, but it was hit on the line. But Gephardt's got some pretty good wheels, so he managed to race in from third base for the second run for the Bombers in the bottom of the sixth. Buffington checks on Cormac Nagel at first, and he's back in time. Butenoff fouls that one straight back for one strike. He's 0 for 3 on the day with a couple of strikeouts and a fly out to left field. Still a runner out there for the Bombers at first base in Cormac Nagel. Another check on him by Buffington, and it's not in time. 0-1's the count. 2 out here, bottom 6. That pitch misses just off the edge. 1-1 is the count. Should Butenoff reach, Skylar Burkhart is on deck. That one poked into left field. Hit a long ways into left center field. Bobbled out in left center field. And picked up eventually and thrown in by Gellner, which allows Butenoff to get to second base for a double. And that also brings around Cormac Nagel for the third run of the inning for the Bombers. Big hit by Butenoff. Big hit by Butenoff. Bombers with a 2-run lead here at 7-5. Gellner wasn't going to catch it, but I think he's upset at himself for bobbling it a little bit before he threw it back in. Chopper hit to short. Clemenson with a one-hop throw, receipt, and strong throw to first. Ends of the inning on a 6-3 putout. Bombers scored 3 times on a couple of hits. Couple of sacrifices, one sacrifice bunt and one sacrifice fly. Little small ball helps here as the Bombers take a 7-5 lead. Up for the Rattlers in the top of the 7th. Beekler, Schneck, and Buffington.
Bombers had 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. Bombers now lead 7-5.
Bombers look to close out the game here. Top of the 7th. Beekler, Schneck, and Buffington, who came in for Evan Warren in that spot in the lineup. Beekler up at the plate here. That pitch is fouled off. He is 1 for 3 on the day, singled in the first. Had a fielder's choice put out in the third and flew out to center. That one hit hard between the shortstop and the third baseman for a base hit. Bobbled out in left field by Peasland, but the runner doesn't advance. And we've got One runner on here. Beekler with a hard base hit into left field. That brings up Paxton Schneck.
Now up number 5, Paxton Shank.
Mon on the stretch and the pitch misses outside for ball 1. Ball 2 misses outside. Check on the runner. It's back in time. There's a called strike inside corner. That one hit into center field right at Gephardt for the out. First out of the inning. Looks like we have
Now up number 16, Evan Warren.
Evan Warren back in the game. So Buffington is out. Warren is back in. Warren takes called strike 1. Warren is 1 for 3 on the day. Came around and scored a run in the 6th inning. Curveball hammered into right field. That one is caught by Mossbrucker for the 2nd out of the inning. That brings up number 11, Peyton Ertelt. Ertelt is 0 for 3 on the day. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout. Last time he faced Mon, he struck out. Good block by Calbus to keep the ball in front of him for a ball. Quick check again on the runner at first. He's back in time. Again, 1-0 is the count. There's a curveball strike. 1-1. Mon to Ertelt. Another good block by Calbus on a curveball. 2-1. Should Ertelt reach Easton Thornton for the Rattlers. There's a curveball in for strike 2. 2-2 is the count to Peyton Ertelt. Mon trying to shut the door here on the Rattlers. Ground ball hit to short. Played to second base. And a 6-4 put out to end the game. That ends the game for the Bombers. Take the first one here, 7-5. As I said, this one does count in the overall state standings. And with that win, I believe the Bombers only have 2 state losses. And I believe the West Fargo Rattlers have 4. So somewhere in that area.
Bomber 7, Rattlers 5.
Final pitching line for Sam Mon. 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 1 of them earned, no walks, 1 strikeout, threw 54 pitches and 41 strikes. We will catch up with you shortly here as we get ready for game number 2.